Hi, everyone. I'm Sherianna Boyle, author of many books. And today I want to talk to you about judgment, the topic of judgment. As you might imagine, this is a huge topic. There have been books written on judgment. So I'm just going to zone in on one area that I think is worth cleansing. Now, if you're new to that term cleanse, that is a 7-step formula that I developed. It's a mindful system. Cleanse is an acronym for the 7 steps that you guide yourself through. And there are many variations of the cleanse. And the whole point is to help you process your emotions. Now, the cleanse is featured in, again, several of my books. And I'm going to be focusing on the way that I tune into it in the book Energy in Action. So in the book Energy in Action, the cleanse is designed to help you line up with the spiritual laws of the universe. We have many of them, and they are a guidance system for moving energy, and they are a guidance system, I believe, for manifesting. Now, I recently shared with my community that I believe that one of the biggest ways that people interfere with their own manifesting potential is they judge. And what do they judge? They judge their attractions. So an attraction is anything outside of you, anything that you believe that you drew into your life, either consciously or unconsciously. Regardless, it's there. It's an attraction. And when we judge our attractions, meaning we give it meaning, we say, oh, this is something good. This is something bad. This is something better. This is something worse. This means my life is working. This means my life is not working. When we do that thing, we go out of alignment with the spiritual laws of the universe, which are a system that help us to become our best and reach our higher potential as spiritual beings, which we truly are, in human form. So now I will circle back to judgment. Again, it is incredibly loaded. And to assist you, I just want to have you take a moment to just think about something that you're judging. It could be yourself. It could be another person. It could be a situation. It could be a behavior. It could be an outcome. It could be anything. And what I highly suggest is that you just bring that one thing into your mind, one thing or person or situation that you're judging into your mind. And take a deep breath when you do it, because you're going to find that it's often very, very loaded with reactivity. Reactivity is something I talk about extensively in many of my books, especially the Emotional Detox series. I also talk about an Energy in Action, because I believe there's a difference between an action and a reaction in terms of manifesting, and the laws teach us this. So once you have that one thing that you're focusing on, again, take a deep breath because it's probably loaded. And I'm going to tell you, there is an emotion that I want you to become aware of, whether it's with yourself or recognizing it in someone else. It doesn't matter. Remember, we're all mirrors of each other. The laws tell us that. And the emotion that I want you to become aware of is pride. Pride. Sometimes when let's take the example of judging another person's behavior. Maybe you judge their choices, or you judge the way that they're living their lives, or their thoughts, belief systems, what their values are. But no matter what it is, you just find yourself judging, right? And here's what can happen. Here's where the disconnect can happen. is when we believe something wholeheartedly or we're in a certain state of mind, sometimes we will protect ourselves with pride. We want to hang on to it as human beings. It is a human thing. We don't want anybody, take my money, take my house, take my this, but do not take my pride. My pride, because pride is so connected to worth. And so if I start thinking, and I'm with you and you're judging me, and I start thinking that this is coming towards me and I start protecting with pride, I start protecting my worth. And all of a sudden you become something, someone I need to move away from. You get that? Take a deep breath if you do. In through the nose, out through the mouth or the nose. Release. I find with judgment, if we're not aware, we will come against, we will bang, we will struggle, and we will come into this conflict and turmoil with pride, whether it's pride within myself, ourselves, which can look like, I ain't doing what you want me to do. A little bit of attitude sometimes happens with pride. We got a little edge. We got a little, you don't matter to me. And you can see what can happen in that kind of energy. And I'm saying it's pride and it's connected to judgment. Take a breath if you're still with me. Take a breath if you're still with me. There's nothing for you to be ashamed. You see, what happens when we start clearing pride is shame will come up. It's inevitable. Shame will start to uplift. Fear and anxiety will start to uplift. It's normal, it's natural, it's healthy. Just go with it. So back to cleansing. That's what I recommend every time. And what I love about the cleanse is it's malleable, it's flexible. It can be applied to anything in your life. But I'm going to specifically speak to the cleanses and energy in action. Because here's what I've learned when I've cleansed with this. And I have, because I have had to recognize myself, my own judgments. And I have had to recognize myself how my judgments came originally from worry. Right. So I was worrying about something initially, and then it evolved into judgment. And so when I go back to there and I say, oh yeah, this all began because I was worried. I was fearful and worried. So it benefits you. I always say when you cleanse, it benefits you, it benefits your loved ones, it benefits your generational line. It brings everybody closer because, again, over time, what's going to happen is pride is going to come in and it's going to say, oh, no, you don't. You are not going to push your judgments on me. You are not someone I can fully let my guard down with. Do you get that? Take a breath if you do. So when I cleansed with it, one day I was like, man, I got to do it. I just got to cleanse this. I started to line up with the law, the spiritual law. And this is in Energy in Action book of inspiration. And here's the cool part. That law is all about motivation. That spiritual law is all about creativity and connection and really becoming, really lifting, rising up. And I realized that, wow, after I cleansed with it and I went through those same steps that I give all of you, I realized how much, and it makes me a little sad to think about it even now, but that's good. It's not even sadness, it's clearing. It's I'm going to call it, reframe that to compassion. It makes me feel compassion, right? To know that I could possibly hurt someone in that way unintentionally. Let's remind ourselves, let's be kind and loving to ourselves unintentionally. It's the intention that makes it hurtful in the end. And I had to forgive myself and I had to be kind to myself after that cleanse. And I had to let this wake up and I had to let this be enough because it is, and the laws of the universe tell us that it is enough. So, my friends, I hope this helped you and served you in some way. And I would love to hear your comments below, your feedback. And I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel and consider becoming a member so you can have access to more stuff. Namaste.